So I've already started to put my base layers down. The main reason I've done this is for drying time. So what I've done, I've got my 2 pages. So for example, these 2. And I am now laying down my base layers. Now I do want my window to come through here so we can see a little bit of this face. So I've done it obviously next to the page that I want to be able to see through too. Yeah. Right, so I've got my Mod Podge here. So I'm literally just putting my Mod Podge on like this. And I do want this all well stuck down. I've got my box of scraps here, and I'm literally just sticking the scraps onto the pages. So some of it's paper, some of it's card. This is some printed tea bag paper, which I thought would be look nice because we would be able to see the writing from the invoice page underneath. So I'm literally just going over everything. I'm sticking it down with Mod Podge and then going over with Mod Podge. I'm using different thicknesses of paper and card so that I get good texture to this. So I think I'm up to day 6 now. I think I'm still running a few days behind. Won't bore you as to why, however, let's just say I've had to run behind. But I'll get there, I'll catch up. I will catch up. Let's put this little bit of music paper over here. So we all have our scrap boxes, don't we? And this is a great way of using up your scraps. Now I am, for some reason, this one, I've decided I want all my pieces of paper the same way, as in the writing, as you would read it in a book. Don't know, doesn't normally bother me. Normally I have it any which way but blue sort of thing, but today I feel like I need, probably because I need a bit of control in my life, because some things are happening that I've no control over. So this just gives me a bit of control. So I think that's why art is a good healer. A good healer, or if you're going through something in your life that is proving to be just a little bit more than you can cope with, to come and do some art like this is very meditative. Can't say it. You know what I mean. Meditative. It's like meditating is what I'm trying to say. Some more of that tea bag paper. I love how things are just showing through from that. Let's put one here as well. Sometimes when you haven't got control in your life, it's just nice to gain some control, isn't it? So by putting all these papers on the right way up, I am gaining some control. It's pretty. So, how's everyone doing? Comments below. I hope everyone's keeping well, that everybody's keeping happy. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is on rice paper as well. This rose, that's pretty. I can put that down here onto the edge of the paper. I'm trying to put put vertical lines on the edges of my paper so that I don't have many lines going over. But if I do, I'll just cut it off. Just cut it off when I need to. If I choose to cut it off, might not even want to do that. Some of that tea bag paper. I mean, if a little bit of the paper shows, it doesn't really matter, does it? And that is what you do. You just keep going until your pages are covered, and then you allow your pages to dry. I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so these are nice and dry now. So I'm going to get my, this is a Ranger scraper. You can use a piece of card, you can use an old credit debit card, whatever you want to use. And I've picked my two paint colours. I'm going for this quite jazzy turquoise. It's turquoise, and this one's amber, and they are, it looks more like a mustard, just from Hobbycraft I mean. So I'm just going to put a few, ooh, I've not washed that very well, have I? Last time I've used it. I'm just going to put a few dots. You don't need a lot of paint on, like that. Ooh, it's jumped all over my hands. Let me wipe my hands. I normally don't mind paint on my hands, but I don't want these huge blobs. Right. Oh. Right, so then you get your card, credit card, whatever, and we're literally just going to scrape that paint over our work. And this is why I said about the different textures. So the paint just grips itself in different positions, different places on the paper. So we spread that one. You can spread it as thickly or finely as you want to. Do you think it's a lovely colour, this? There we go. So what we do is we have to wait for that to dry, don't we? I'll be with you shortly when that's dried. There we go. It's pretty warm outside. It dried really quickly. Right, let's have a go with this whoa, amber, which is more mustard than amber. Put a few little blobs on. And take my trusty Ranger scraper and just go over that again. Now, if you wanted to, you could use more than the two colours, couldn't you? You could put 3 on if you wanted to. You could, if you find one colour too heavy, you could always use your sander and take some of it back. Trying to make sure my pages are in the main covered. It is nice to leave some page peeping through, but it's nice to cover it as well. Just going to take a little bit and put it there. And then it's just the waiting game. See you in a moment. That's all nice and dry now. While that was drying, I just printed off a window. I did this on an image search. What I've done, I've printed it onto the transparency. Then I just spray it with a sealant so that the ink doesn't run. So, right, back to my page. Here we go. So, I've got a dry glue stick. And I'm just going to run some dry glue up and down here. I should have said at the beginning that this was inspired by Laurie Marie Jenkins, the artist, mixed media artist. So this is transfer foil, or printer foil. This is actually printer foil, and I'm using this lovely sort of orangey, orangey bronzy colour. So I've put my glue on and I'm literally then just tearing this off, which will leave me a nice top coat there. I think you can see that, can't you? Yep. Let's do it again on this side. So you put the shiny side up and then just tear it off. Another bar there. Doesn't seem to want to stick here where I want it to stick. That's better. Mind you, like I say, it's very warm outside, so perhaps the glue's drying quickly. Over. I love doing this because I love, it's really, until you tear it off, you don't actually know what you're going to see underneath. Let's put a little bit more over here. Just put a little bit more here. There we go. Wonderful. So just cut out my window. There we go. I should have cut it all a little bit bigger, but I forgot there and I didn't, so never mind. We can make do then, can't we? So then I got myself a piece of paper that is the same size as my window, and I'm going to now cut out my hole so I can put my window in. So I need to sort of work out where my face is. It's here, and I do want the eye there. It's still very sticky there. And the glue, just put some more of that on. Right. So this is just sort of judge it about there. So I'm just going to draw around. I'm going to cut it a little bit smaller because I cut right down that window ledge. And then I'm going to get my glass cutting board and put that just underneath here. We're still on screen, yes we are. So I can see the lines where I've drawn. I'm going to just cut now with my lovely, this is a new blade, so it's going to cut beautifully. I'm not quite going to the bottom. Got that there. So these little pieces that you cut out, just save them because they will come in very much so for the projects. Can you see I've not used a ruler? It's because I only really use rulers to tear with. Right, there we go. So, yeah, I'll just save that. And let's hope, we'll see now whether we've got his eye. Yeah, that's just what I wanted, the eye and the ear. So at this point too, I'm just going to get, to finish this off, I'm going to get one of my sketch and wash pencils. Let's see if they work on this. Just to sort of go around. Might need to do it with the Tim Holtz actually. My distress crayons. I'm just trying to, that was a piece of fabric there, so that's why it's not cut through properly. Oops, have I lost you? Oh no, I've still got you. Just making my corners sharper. Let's see. It's probably because it, well, it will be because it's Mod Podge that is not working on there. Let's get my distress crayon, my black distress crayon, and I'm just going to go all around the edge of this, like this. And it's so I get the black inside the frame as well. Then we've not got those sort of raw white edges. You know, inside this part. You can always afterwards go to the other side of the picture. Right, so now I'm going to stick that onto there. I have cut, how on earth have I cut it too big? How have I done that? Goodness knows, but it's a good job I saved some of this. It's a good job. Let's have a look here. It's because I'm all at 6s and 7s today. I'm going to stick this bit back in. Just it's all at 6s and 7s. Oh. Yep, so I've got a bit of fabric type. I'm going to just, and I'm using this because it glues quick. Just going to do that. And put that back onto there. Like that. I'm going to bring this back over now. Ooh, there it is there. So what I could do is put some of this on here. So if you do it, there is wrong. You know, there is no wrong, I don't think, in craft. It's something that you can easily repair. I could put some washi tape on the other side. I'll put something on. I could put some words on. There we go. That's fixed. I have absolutely no idea how, when I had the piece of paper that I managed to, maybe because I've done the piece of paper the exact size, I should have done it a little bit smaller. Right, there we go. Right, so now I need to stick this onto there. So I'm going to just put some glue around the edge. with my transparency. I hate it when you're coming to the end of a bottle and you have to keep squeezing it down. Right, so let's put the transparency on there. There we go. I'm not going to do the big reveal yet, just while that's all drying. And then what I've got is some napkins. And I want to put something down here and something up there. So, do I go this? No, I think we need to go a bit more funky, don't you? These sort of colours. Do like this one. So, let's have a look. Let's take off my plot. Oh, look at that. That's come off very easily. I like this like lollipop sort of shape. I've got my brush with my water in and I'm just going to go around that lollipop. This napkin I got on a swap, so I couldn't tell you where it's from. Everything's drying so quickly because it's warm outside. So I'm going to put that there. That'll look good. And then what that does as well, it just covers up some of that edging of your window where you've glued it down. Some of my podge. Spoon of my podge. Right, there we go. Whoa. Oh, I do like that on there. We've got, what else have we got? Let's have a look on this napkin. We've got the bird is rather cute. There it is. So shall we put the bird on there? Then I'll need to put something across the bottom. Let's put the bird on. So this will help cover up where I had to do a quick patching up job. So there's the bird looking through the window. You can trim off the overhang after when it's all nice and dry. I love that. I think this goes great with the colours. This is rather nice. It looks like a volcano. I'm just going to put the bottom of it on here. Like that there. Whoops. And I think I put another circle there, another like lollipop there. Let's cut that round. Oh, I don't know, was I off screen then? I literally just drew around it with my water brush. So I could get the shape that I want. Bit of my punch. So what shall I do up there? So do I carry on with this or do I go really bold and put some of the purple on? Shall I go really bold? Put some of these purple roses up there. They just look a little bit sort of random. No, I'm going to stick with that napkin. Else I'll make it too fussy. So let's get another lollipop tree. Am I on? Yes, I am. So just cut that out. I'll take a bird with it this time. Just been on the phone to somebody requesting some information, and I was on hold. Right, you know, it says just press 1 and we'll ring you back. Well, whenever I do that, nobody ever rings me back. So I decided to hold. So I was on hold for 2 hours. I know, it's my own fault. So I was on hold for 2 hours, and then I was told what I was ringing about. You have to give them 21 days processing time, so to ring back next Wednesday. So I was like, just done 2 hours hold. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Do just need that to dry. Do we want anything else on? I think, shall we put another bird on? Because we've got 3 lollipops, 2 birds. Let's put this bird, this one, because this is a different bird. So I'm not going to cut it out with water, because I can just tear this quite easily myself. I'm going to put it around there. Oh, they're all got them all looking the same way. That was purely by accident. So we've got 2 birds of a similar type there and 1 different. So I have taken it over the window, as you can see. Right, I'm just going to let this dry. But while I'm letting it dry, let's move the Mod Podge out the way. While I'm letting it dry, I want to put some, well, before I let it dry, I want to put some of this black distress crayon around the edge. So I'm just going to go around the edge up here. Up here and down. I'm not going up the middle here because I don't exactly know what I'm doing with this yet. So let's just blend that in. So this is page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put number 6 there. Right, bear with me. Couple of minutes while this dries. I cheated and used the blower so that I could get it done quicker. Right, I'm just taking these bits of napkin off. There we go. We're ready for the big reveal. Just put some black down there. We're all ready for the big reveal now. See if we get the man's looking through. Let's have a see. There we are. There he is peeping through. Oh, I'm so pleased that turned out all right. So I love that page. There he is peeping through. So on the reverse side here, we've got a window So I need to come back and work on this. I need to do something where I've fixed it, and I need something on this side for this window to have a look through, and I need to tidy up around that window. So I'm really pleased with that. I love the colours. I love how it's turned out. I love this sort of Mexican theme, South American theme to this napkin. It's a lovely napkin. So I hope you've enjoyed the video as much as I've enjoyed making it. So there we go. A mixed media page with a window. Thank you.